big deal. Not knowing is part of the fun.
Not knowing's part of the fun. Was that the motto of your community college?
Number 10. What are Sheldon and Amy doing post-Nobel?
The Nobel committee will be making the calls to inform the winners at any minute. So the only drug I need is the endorphins pumping through my brain in anticipation of our victory.
In the final season of The Big Bang Theory, both Sheldon and Amy are nominated for a Nobel Prize. After an early morning phone call, they learn they have won, and the gang celebrates.
Oh my God. We did it.
I know. Can you believe it?
That's a good point. What if I'm dreaming? We won the Nobel Prize!
Since the episode ends with Amy and Sheldon receiving their award, we're not given any clues as to the direction their careers take. What exactly comes next after you've won a Nobel Prize in the world of science? Given Sheldon's lifelong obsession with the Nobel, it leaves the door open to a lot of possibilities once he's crossed that item off his list. The best we can hope for is a hint in a future episode of Young Sheldon.
I have no doubt that will be the case.
Number 9. What was the deal with Howard's dad? One of the ongoing story elements of The Big Bang Theory was how Howard dealt with his father's departure. In numerous episodes throughout the show's run, we learned that Howard's dad left him and his mom when he was a kid.
Where's my daddy puppet?
He never saw his father nor heard from him at any point afterwards. During a season 6 episode, Sheldon uncovers a letter to Howard detailing what happened, but Howard doesn't want to know.
Howard, did you want to know what's in the letter?
If I wanted to know, I would have opened it years ago.
The gang opts to give him 6 different stories about his dad, with one being true. It provides the audience and Howard their own Schrodinger's cat. We all both know and don't know the answer at the same time.
Which one do you think it is? Matey?
Actually, I don't want to know. I want all of them to be true.
Well, one of them is.
That's pretty cool. Thank you, guys.
Number 8. What did Howard's mom look like?
Howard, it's the phone!
I know it's the phone, Ma. I hear the phone!
Well, who's calling at this ungodly hour?
Over the course of the entire show, Howard's mom was a bit of a running gag. Like Vera's unseen face on Cheers, Debbie Wolowitz was a character we never saw, but certainly heard.
Howard, are you having a play date?
Don't have play dates! I have colleagues!
Do their parents know they're here?
No, but if you keep screaming, maybe they'll hear you!
Portrayed as an overprotective and obnoxious mother, Debbie Wolowitz was in the show up until season 8. The character was retired after her voice actress, Carol Ann Susie, tragically passed away.
I didn't care for her yelling. But now that I'm not going to hear it again, I'm sad.
If you want, I can yell at you later.
It won't be as good.
With the character now absent from the show, the mystery of what she looked like would always be there. Keen observers have noted that a photo of Susie can be seen on the side of the fridge in the boys' apartment. It's a close hint at what she could have looked like, while still not being an outright confirmation. Number 7. Does Howard ever get his PhD?
Hello, boys.
Dr. Gablehauser?
Dr. Kuthapali.
Dr. Gablehauser?
Dr. Hofstadter.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Dr. Cooper.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Mr. Wolowitz.
Early on, we learned that Howard received his master's degree from MIT, but did not get his doctorate. As much as he is accomplished as an engineer, it's never stopped his friends and colleagues from poking fun at his lack of a PhD.
Sheldon, I'm more than smart enough to take your class.
No.
For a moment in season 8, we thought he might get there with help from Sheldon, but that didn't pan out.
I am your professor, and you're going to treat me with the proper... You shot your spit in my mouth!
Is that gonna be on the test? Because I don't think I can do that again.
We wonder if Sheldon and Amy's Nobel win may have given Howard a bit of a push to earn his last degree. If so, he could finally be called Dr. Wolowitz. It would certainly be an improvement over Wallowizard.
이거는 저 Pasadena, California 종 Wallow Wizard.
Number 6. Will Raj ever get married? For 6 years of the show's run, Raj suffered through selective mutism whenever he was around women. This certainly caused his fair share of relationship issues. Even when he faced the issue head-on, his inability to maintain a long-term, stable relationship followed him until the series ended.
Been a long time since I've seen a girl's really not her shoulder.
It always seemed that Raj's biggest hurdle was his inner battle of wanting to be happy versus wanting to make someone else happy. When the show wrapped, Raj was still single, but content among his friends. Does he ever manage to find a girl who knows what Notting Hill was really about?
And I don't think she's waiting for you in England. When you propose to someone in Notting Hill, it should be to someone who knows what that movie is.
Number 5. What kind of parents are Leonard and Penny? In the final episodes of the show, we learned that Leonard and Penny were expecting their first child.
Why don't we just tell people?
No, it's too early. I haven't even wrapped my head around it.
My head is wrapped.
Yeah, well, if something else had been wrapped, we wouldn't be in this situation.
This came as a shock to viewers, as Penny didn't seem enthusiastic about the idea.
The question is, would you like to have kids? So yeah, we want kids.
Yeah, someday.
Like in the next 5 years.
Sure. Next question?
After hearing her go back and forth on the idea several times, learning that she would definitely become a mom was certainly a huge surprise. That just leaves the mystery of how they'd be as parents. Neither of them had conventional upbringings.
I see. So you're here to tell me all the ways that I failed you as a mother.
Yeah. And get comfortable, because it's a long list.
Both Leonard's relationship with his mom and Penny's relationship with her dad certainly had their ups and downs.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Let me finish.
However, given the love between the couple and what they learned from their own pasts, we're confident they became fantastic parents. Number 4. Will Leonard's relationship with his mother improve?
Your mother's here!
Speaking of Leonard's mom, she was introduced as a high-achieving academic with little regard for any accomplishment her son ever made. He spent his whole life trying to please his mother, while she ignored him. She thought this would all bring him strength, but instead, this parenting method merely created an emotional wall between the two.
That's not really in my control, is it? Yes.
As the show comes to an end, Leonard finally decides he's had enough and forgives her.
I didn't ask you to forgive
Too
me.
bad. I forgive you anyway. And I forgive myself for taking so long to do it.
It's there we see her give him his first real piece of affection, something he yearned for all along. Could this have been a sign of better things to come? Number 3. What kind of father does Sheldon become? Can you imagine someone like Sheldon as a dad? Through the events of young Sheldon, we learn that Sheldon and Amy have a son named Leonard.
I wanted his name to be Leonard Nimoy Cooper, but Amy wouldn't let me.
Be happy I let you name him Leonard.
Okay.
Given Sheldon's precarious history with his own father, fans became worried he might repeat some of those parenting patterns.
I always wanted my dad to build rockets with me, but he wasn't interested.
Ah, yes. Disappointing fathers. Tell me about it.
When it comes to Sheldon, however, we know that he can change his worldviews. For the 12 years we saw him on television, he came to grow far beyond his original struggles.
Really? You thought about our kids?
Of course. I think you and I will have exceptional children.
We'd like to think that, as a father, he'd give his son everything he didn't get as a young child. Number 2. What was the deal with the pins on Howard's collar? Unlike many of the entries on this list, this one is one many may have overlooked.
Oh, damn, I picked the wrong side.
Throughout the run of the show, Howard was seen sporting many turtlenecks. But have you ever noticed the little alien pin?
That's what makes it get all funky.
Yeah, okay.
In virtually every episode, Howard can be seen with one of these pins on his turtleneck. They change shapes, sizes, and colors from episode to episode, but nothing in show ever gives us a clue as to their meaning. In a behind-the-scenes clip, costume designer Mary T. Quigley did say there was a reason for them, but we never did learn what it was.
And the infamous alien pins
yes.
that are always on the turtleneck, and there is a meaning behind them, which we will not tell you.
Yes.
But you can try to guess.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. What happened with Howard's half-brother? We never saw him again.
Well, I hope I get to see you again.
I hope so too. I've always dreamed of having a brother to play catch with.
Keep dreaming.
Will we see any cameos in young Sheldon? We already got a hint.
Howard, turn off that Prakashta game and go to sleep.
Number 1. What is Penny's maiden name? After 279 episodes, you might have thought we'd know the full names of all the major characters. Since we've already memorized Koothrappali and Rostenkowski, you'd think the writers would have given us Penny's original last name.
Big deal. Not knowing is part of the fun.
Not knowing's part of the fun. Was that the motto of your community college?
Alas, this appears to be a question that they never really intended to answer. In fact, as time went on, it became a bit of a superstition to not give her a last name at all.
Finally, there's a Mrs. Hofstetter who isn't disappointed in me.
Oh, well, the night is still young.
Fans have theorized about her name and have come up with several creative possibilities. However, the producers and writers have stood firm that this was a question they never really intended to answer.
Thank you all for this high honor.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.